So we are going to talk about Instagram and more specifically, Instagram Reels or Instagram Reels are short videos that are about 60 seconds. So they're very similar to TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know very much about that, but all I know is that they're both similar. So what I did either last month in July or August is I had noticed that a lot of people that are on Instagram are doing like a 30-day challenge or a 7-day challenge where they make a reel every day and post it every day. And then it's very similar to, did either of you do the harvest launch? Yeah. Okay. So I didn't know that that's what they were going to do. So I was a little disheartened. I felt like we were kind of doing the same thing and I didn't know it. This is a little more deeper into Instagram and how this aspect of it works. So as long as you get the gist of Instagram, that's kind of why I sent you guys all this training video from Tony, is it really kind of helps explain like why Instagram is basically built for what we're doing, and why it's beneficial. So what I did was I took a screenshot of my followers the day that I started, and then I tried to do the 30-day challenge, but I also tried to give myself some grace because I'm not perfect. And it went really well. I had videos that had over 3,000 views. And so, I mean, not all of them, they're not all perfect, but there is a huge reach potential for you to reach more people, for you to meet more people. So it's a really great opportunity. So I will go ahead and get this part started so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. I want to. Okay. Can you guys see this? Okay. Okay. So like I said, I had started this experiment to see if it would actually work. I mean, I'm going to do it myself before I recommend that you guys do it. So our goal is to increase our followers, and we want to convert our followers into customers. And using this Instagram Reels is a really great way to do that. So I had recommended that you watch the Instagram training from, I think his name is Top Chef Tony on Instagram. So if you haven't had a chance to watch it, I can send you the link for it. It is really good and really to the point. I think a lot of trainings sometimes are a little, everybody's talking and it's not like, I want to get to the stuff. Give me the stuff. So I do like that one for this specifically, especially to get started on Instagram. So what I recommend is to download the Business Suite app. You can find it either in the Apple Store or the Google Play. I forget what the Android version is. So the Business Suite app is basically your Facebook and your Instagram together in one place. So if you have Instagram or you have Facebook or you have both, you can essentially post into both places, and then you can schedule both. You can schedule, posts and stories for both places as well. Now, what I wanted to start with is, I know that this is all super overwhelming, or it can be. Some of us are telling you to do Facebook, and then here I am telling you to do Instagram, and some girls want to do TikTok and Snapchat and all of that stuff. So that was kind of overwhelming for me in the beginning. And so what I just decided to do what I like. I like Instagram. I like that environment. I think it's nice. I don't mean to sound like all fluffy, but Facebook is very heavy political. It can be very negative. And I think it's very easy for people to come and go with Facebook in that aspect too. I think, they get burned out on it. They get burned out on the negativity and the parties and everything else that's going on in there. So I feel like Instagram is kind of like the happy place that everybody still sort of ends up at. So that's one of the big reasons that I like it. I myself am using Facebook less and less. I do still have some posts that go for my business page and to my VIP group. And then I'm also still making videos for my business page. That was the whole point of me using that platform. So I think the biggest thing is to find what you want to use these things for and use them to that advantage. I also like Instagram in a sense that it does give you insights, which means that you can track your information, who's looking at it, who's not looking at it, how many accounts you've reached, and that sort of thing. So the Business Suite app will help you with that as well. The other thing is to download the Instagram app itself. The only thing that I don't really care for is that you can't really do Instagram from your computer at all. It is very much so on your phone. So I may be a little old-fashioned in that sense, but I kind of like to do things on both. So I'm getting used to it, and it's a lot easier to navigate for me. The third step is to create an Instagram business page. Now, a business page or a business account for Instagram is different than a personal account in a sense that it is going to give you those numbers, insights, and that information that you want. So that's really the two main differences between those is your information that you're going to get back. Excuse me, I don't have a personal Instagram account. I just use this one. And that's it. And then I have a personal Facebook account that I barely use. And then the other two for Facebook, like I said, that I sort of use. The other thing that you can do is you can connect your Facebook business page and your Instagram business page. So that way, when you do create a reel or a story or those sorts of things, they can be shared simultaneously, which is a nice feature. That means that you can, it's saving you a step. So you can, if I make a story in Instagram, I can post it in both places. So it is a bit of a shortcut. To create an Instagram business account. If you already have an Instagram account and you've kind of already been posting some of your Pampered Chef stuff to it, you can switch it. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It's under your settings. Here we go. So if you're in your Instagram account itself, you can go under settings, and where this says switch to personal account, if you already have a personal account, it should give you the option to switch it to a business or switch to a professional account. I can't remember which one it's called. So what I did initially was I created an Instagram account, which was a personal. I mean, I think that's just the category they put it in. You create an account and it's a personal, and then I went into settings and changed it to a business account. So that's really the only step to change it to a business account. Okay, so we've got Tony's training. Here we go. And connect our Facebook page and our Instagram account. All right, so what we want to do with our Instagram content, or what we are actually posting to Instagram, is we want to make sure that we have quality over quantity. So we want to make sure that we're posting things that our people want to see, that are relevant to them and relevant to us. I'm not going to be on there posting about Color Street because that's not what I do. I am a mom. I am a dog owner. I'm a wife, and I'm a pampered chef consultant. So I do tend to post videos that are in that 4 range. I think one of my first couple of videos were me where I was doing a workout, and then some of them are of my dog. Some of them are of our trips to the zoo. So I am trying to narrow down my field as well. But that's the biggest thing, is you want to make sure that you're giving people, who is your target audience? What is our unique selling point? Are we clear on what our services are, what we provide, how we can help them? And have you developed your brand identity? Now, brand identity is really important. And initially, I heard a lot of talking about branding, and I didn't know where to start. Like, I was going to have to build a brand or do this or that or whatever. But I already make a lot of my own graphics. So what I did was I looked back through my pattern of graphics, and I looked back through fonts that I like, backgrounds that I like, clip art or elements that I like to use. And so I really tried to focus on like how I like to design my graphics. And I'm kind of trying to implement that into my brand, my slash logo. Because what you want is you want people to see something that you've designed. They want to see your video, and you want them to instantly know it's you, whether it has your face in it or not. So let's see. So what we're talking about is we want to find everybody on Instagram calls it your niche. You want to find your group. Who are your people? And this can be applied not only in Instagram, but Facebook or, any other social media platform that you're on. So you want to figure yourself out, and you want to find yourself and find your style. So who is your ideal person? What is their problem? What are we doing for them? And what do they want to learn? So we want to try to get specific. What do we specifically offer here on Instagram? Is it cooking tips? Is it funny? I try to post funny mom stuff, like funny toddler stuff, things that my kid is doing. What problem are we qualified to solve? We are a pampered chef consultant. I went to culinary arts school, so I do have a little bit of background in food and that sort of thing. Or, what are your talents? What are you good at? Do you prefer to bake? Do you prefer to cook? So you can highlight either one of those aspects. You don't have to make it all the whole big picture. And then what's your passion? Same thing. What are you passionate about? Do you prefer to bake? Do you prefer to cook? What things get you excited? What are you excited about when you talk about Pampered Chef? And who are you trying to help? Who are the people that have this problem? Who is the specific group of people that you would love to work with? For me, I'm a mom of a toddler, so I really try to focus on quick meals for dinner, whether it's dinner in 30 minutes or less. I'm really trying to focus on taste buds right now as well, because that offers us an opportunity for a quick dinner, but it also offers me the opportunity to not be in a dinner rut. I am so tired of trying to figure out what's for dinner because I'm always in charge of it. So that's a big thing for me. And then the last one is, what do they struggle with? What do you struggle with in the kitchen? And those are really good points to share in your stories or to share, on your Facebook page. You can make a poll or ask people questions and, ask them, do you prefer to cook or bake? Do you struggle to figure out what's for dinner? Are you always in charge of what's for dinner? Do you hate prep work? Do you want something that's going to help make your dinner prep faster? Do you not know what to do with your leftovers? Those are all really great ideas to help us fix problems that they may have. All right, so our 4 steps to increase our followers. I'm sure you knew this was coming. It's to be consistent. That's what they all tell us. But consistency does not mean that it has to be every day. I don't expect you to make a video or a reel every day. It's a great goal to have. It's a great goal to shoot for. But I also want this to be fun. I have had so much fun making these and I really like it. So that's why I'm talking to you about it, because I want you to have fun and I want you to have fun doing them. So set yourself a goal. If you want to set yourself a goal for post 1 reel every day for a week, if you want to set a goal to post 3 in a week, but just set yourself a goal and, schedule time for it. Set a reminder in your phone, write it on your calendar, whatever is the best way to help you remember. We want to focus on with our content is we want to provide educational yet entertaining content. So we want to educate them. We want to inspire them. We want to entertain them while we're doing all of those things. If it's not funny, if it's not entertaining to them, they're not going to want to watch it. We also want to use Instagram's features to the fullest. That includes reels, our stories, live video for Instagram, and Instagram TV. And last but not least, we want to engage, because what do we want? We want people to comment on our stuff. We want people to like our stuff. We want people to share our stuff. Hang on a second. Close the door so you guys don't have to hear my husband. Anyway, so engagement. We want to give out what we want back. So I want engagement. I want people to share it. I want people to comment. And so that's something that I have been trying to focus on for this last 4 to 6 weeks is I have been really trying hard to comment on a lot of other posts and people that I know on Facebook. And wouldn't you know it, they started doing the same for me. So it is nice to get that back, and it's a great way to build your relationship. All right. So before we get into actually making videos, we do need to talk about Facebook and Instagram both have algorithms. I don't really understand them. To me, it's like rocket science or space or something. So what a lot of people that are on Instagram recommend is that you go in and sort of warm up the algorithm. So you want to go in and comment on a couple of things, sort of get the ball rolling. And then that's when you want to post, is like after you've sort of warmed up Instagram, if that makes sense. I do have that in a little bit later that we can talk about. Another tip for videos when you do start making them is you can make them in batches. So what I have tried to do is I pick a day during the week that either I know my husband's going to be home or I know that I'm going to have some extra time alone to make videos. And so I'll go ahead and I'll make 3 or 4 at a time. You can either record them and keep them on your phone as an actual video, or you can record them and save them as a draft in Instagram itself in Reels. And I'll tell you guys about that in a second. But that is the biggest way that I have found to set myself up for success, is to make them ahead of time. Because if I just wake up every day and I say, oh, I'll just make a video on the fly as I go. I mean, you can do that and you can wing it. And sometimes I do. But I find if I do that, I find that it's not a consistent content. I really am trying to gear myself more towards food tips and how I can help people in the kitchen. And I have really kind of started out more as posting as like mom, wife, a couple of things with our dog. I'm sort of just practicing getting out there. So that's okay to do. We have to try to figure it out. You have to figure out what works best for you, and you have to figure out what your people want to see. So there are tons of people that are on Instagram that are giving advice. And so that's all I've done for the past 6 to 8 weeks is follow some of these people and watch their videos and follow some of their tips. And so this is sort of like I don't know what you want to call it, a giant ball of all of those things combined. So I've taken all of the advice that I have collected over the last 6 to 8 weeks from people that I have liked and combined it into this training itself. So these words to start your videos are a great way to start. What you want to do is you want to catch their attention. You have to remember that they are scrolling through these reels like they're flipping through TikTok. So if you don't catch them in that first 1 to 3 seconds, they're probably not going to watch it. So these phrases are a really great place to start. You can screenshot them, or I can copy and paste them to you as well. This is just sort of like a starting point to kind of get you warmed up on getting some ideas and where to start. All right, so we want to make our first video. For some reason, I picked 2 screenshots that are not great for my face. I'm making funny faces, but maybe that'll give you guys a laugh because I'm a weird person. So what we do is we open up our Instagram, and down here at the bottom is our little Reels button. So when you click on that, that's actually going to open you up to all of the Reels that are trending right now, or all of them. I mean, there's, I'm trying to think. It's not really like a search. It doesn't look like Facebook. It just opens up like this, and then you just scroll through them. So what you want, if you're going to make an Instagram Reel video, is you want audio, because that's what a lot of these people are doing. So we are basically lip syncing over somebody else's audio. So you can either use audio that's a soundbite or something like that, or you can use music. So when you click on this right here, the audio that was in somebody else's video, it gives you the option to save it. And then what you can do is you can turn around and put your own spin on that video. So this was a coffee video, and I had our cold brew pitcher in my hand, and then I wrote a little caption down here for it. So here we go. Next, if we want to make our own video, so you have your audio, you have your music, whatever you have decided that you want to do with it. Now we want to make our own. So we're going to click on this little plus sign that's up here. That's going to drop down for a reel. We're going to click on that. And then this is what you're going to see. Obviously not my dog. You're not going to see my dog, but you will see whatever's on the other side of your camera. So what you can do here is you can either click this little button down here with the plus sign, and you can take a video that you've already recorded, or you can click this button here, and then it's basically going to film you right now, right this second. There is a little timer option here, and you can set it to 3 seconds, 10 seconds, however long you'd like. So you can push start and then get into position or whatever you need to do. Then this number 1 with the X here is going to slow down your audio. So if you click this little music note up here, it's going to give you the option to either pick music, or you can go back to here and you can click your saved audio clips that you have. So once you've decided what music or what audio clip that you want to use, then you can go down here to this 1 button, and then you can slow your audio down. So if your lip sync click that you're using is a little bit fast, I've had to use this a couple of times, because first of all, you have to memorize what you're saying, and then you have to remember what it is that you're actually doing, and a lot of things in the middle. So it is kind of nice to be able to slow it down and make sure that you're doing all of those things correctly. So once you've done this, or once you've recorded your video, it's going to give you the option to preview it. And then you will be able to type in your caption, which looks like down here. You can type in your caption, what you want to say, talk about your video, what you're doing. And then you can also add a hashtag. Hashtags are super important for Instagram. Hang on, I'm getting off script here. Some really great hashtags that we have available to us are hashtag how I pampered chef. And then the rest of the hashtags that fall into place there are really more specific to what you're doing, because a hashtag is how people are going to search and find you. So if you made like the coffee video that I made in the screen before, I put hashtag cold brew, I put hashtag keto coffee, hashtag cold brew pitcher, pampered chef, any of those options that are on there. I try to keep like 10 or less hashtags. There's a ton of information out there on how many you should use. Some people use 30, some people use 50, some people use 2, some people don't use any at all. So I don't think it's going to make or break your post, but I think they're helpful. This last training video that I watched from another lady said that she tries to pick a hashtag that is lower than 500,000, because when you think about it, if there's over 500,000 or a million or however many people using this hashtag, the odds of yours being seen in there are pretty slim. So you want to try to keep them in the 10,000 or 20 to 60,000 range when those do pop up. That's just so that your post is actually seen and people can search for it efficiently. So Instagram is a visual platform. It loves video, and it's prioritizing these Reels videos over all other content that they have available right now. What we want to do is we want to make Reels or videos that people want to watch and that they want to share. This will get the right people to come back to your account, and the content is something that your ideal client is going to want more of. So we want them to keep coming back to us. We want them to keep watching us. They want to see us pop up on their next video and be like, oh man, that last video she made was super funny. I want to watch it and see what she has to say this time. So you want to hook them. You want to keep them coming back. The next important thing is you want to give them what you promised them. If you made a Reels video and you said that you were going to make, this is an example because I did this week. I made some mini deep dish pizzas in my large muffin pan, and I wrote a post about it. I didn't make a Reels video, but I did write a post about it. And then my daughter got sick because I said, oh, I'll post the recipe tomorrow. And then I didn't do it. So I am a prime example of what you're not supposed to do. So you want to give them what you promise them. I did promise them that I would post the recipe and the pictures so that I could show them how that I made them. I didn't do that because my daughter got sick. That's going to happen. By promising and not delivering, it's like everybody showed up to a party and there's no food and there's no drinks. So we don't want to let them down. We want to keep them coming back for more. Some great ways to grab their attention for our videos is we want to, you can try some movement in the first 1 to 3 seconds. As soon as your video pops up, you can like come towards the camera, or, you can have some sort of movement, but that usually catches people's attention right away. We want to do less telling and more showing in our Reels. So you want to try and act out or show them what you want them to know. They want to see what you're doing. They don't want you to tell them what you're doing. Does that make sense? Okay. You want to use fun and trendy transitions. There's a ton of those out there and they're always changing. I do have a couple of accounts that I've been following that I really like that I'll share with you guys too. And so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. We already talked about using trending sounds. whether that's a sound bite that you can lip sync or music, but you can find these reels. And if you like them or you think they're funny, then you can reinvent them and redo them in your own point of view. Now, the biggest way that I got started on these is I just watched them. Just go on your Instagram and just start watching them. See what people are doing. You'll get a feel for what sounds and what lip syncs everybody's doing right now. You will see patterns as far as, what sound bites they're liking to use. And then you can sort of, like get a feel for what's going on. That's really all I did. I really just started watching them. Excuse me. I keep a notepad next to my bed because that's usually when I'm on Instagram, is at night when my daughter goes to sleep. And so that's sort of my bedtime routine. I get in bed and I go through all these reels and I write down in my notebook, I'll see somebody do a reel and I'm like, oh man, I could do that with our mix and chop, or I could do that with our quick cooker, or, there's always some way that you can spin it around and have it be Pampered Chef related and have it be related to what we are doing. So watch them, you can save them and take notes and write down your own ideas. This is my biggest thing. I save audio at night and I'm like, oh man, I'm going to do this, this, and this. That's a great idea. And then I wake up in the morning and I go, what was I going to do with that? I don't remember. Obviously I had a great idea last night and now I don't know. So don't make my mistake. Write down your ideas and it will help keep you focused. These videos are short. They're about 60 seconds. So we want to grab their attention and keep it. They don't all have to be 60 seconds. Some of mine are real short depending on the soundbite that I'm using. How to make it true. We already did that. Our next step, so we talked about hashtags. Our next important thing that we must do, you must do this. If you have done all of this work, and this is not just reels, this is in your party posts, this is on your Facebook posts, this is on everything that you're doing. If you do not post a call to action, if you don't ask them, if you don't tell them, if you don't give them some sort of instruction, they're just going to move on with their life and not do anything. You want them to like your post. You want them to comment on it. You want them to share it. You want them to save it for later. You want them to keep coming back to you. That's the most important thing. And that's why we want to make quality reel and not just a ton of them, because we want them to keep coming back to us. We want them to like it. We want them to see that and go, oh man, my friend Susie really would love that, and have her share that to Susie, because then Susie might share it to Karen and whoever else. So it's really important that you put on a call to action. I have one, I have here at the bottom where I said that I use emojis. So I have this graphic here. Sorry, I'm pointing at my screen and you can't see it. So I made this graphic at the end of one of my videos. This is really common. A lot of people on Instagram use this, especially if they're going to do a post with a couple of pictures. They call that a carousel, because when you flip through Instagram, you go left or right. So usually they'll put this or something like this at the very end as a reminder for you to like it, share it, save it, comment, that sort of thing. So what I do is I basically take this exact bit right here, and then when I do my captions, I put like a heart here. I put a little pencil with a piece of paper emoji. I have like a pin or a thumbtack that I put here. And then this is like a finger or an arrow. Little emojis and stuff like that. It catches their attention, and it's not just words. And those pictures do make people stop, and they do make them read it. So you can use this call to action in anything. You can use it in your reels. You can use it in your stories, but you want to make sure that you are giving them a call to action. Try to make sure I'm not getting off script here. All right. So you made your first reel. what are we going to do with it now? We are going to share it to our Instagram story. After I get through here with this presentation, I'm going to see if I can, I don't know if I can share my phone on here, but I'm going to try. So when you go to share your Instagram story, there is this little symbol at the bottom, and you're going to click on it under your reel, and it's going to pop up and ask if you want to add this reel to your story. And yes, you do, because you want to make sure that they're going to see it. You want it to be in your story for the next 24 hours, and you want to make sure that it pops up in their reels. So I'll go back and I'll show you. That's right here. So if you push this little button on your reel, it's going to pop up and ask you if you want to share it as a story. All right, so you shared it to your Instagram story. Now you want to make sure that you share it to your Facebook story. It's really easy to do to both places. You can go to your reel and click on it. There's going to be 3 little dots that pop up on the right, and it's going to give you an option to save it to your camera roll. This is going to save the audio. It's going to save everything. So it's a great way to just copy, paste it to your Facebook. Then you just open your Facebook. I'm going to try to remember. I think you need to go through the app itself. I'm going to see if you can do stories. Yes, you can do stories. So you can either go through your Facebook app itself, or you can use the Business Suite app. It does give you the option to share a story in Business Suite. So you can do one or the other. And then you want to add to your story, and then it's going to pop up your videos and pictures that are saved on your phone. And then you can select the reel that you just made and share it. So now you've shared it in both places, because not everybody's on both. Some people are only on Instagram, some people are only on Facebook, and some people are on both. So you just want to cover your butt in both places. And if you make these reels on Instagram and you are on TikTok, you can share them on there too, I'm pretty sure, because they are similar. So the next thing you want to do is you want to check your insights, and your insights are also going to be down here. This is the biggest reason why we want to do a business account, is because if you click on these little blue letters right here, it's going to show you how many accounts you've reached, how many people have watched it, how many people were following you, how many people are actively following you that watched it, how many people are not following you that watched it, how many people that like it, how many people that commented on it. You're going to get some really important feedback on here. The other nice thing is that it's also going to give you some insight on what time people are watching your videos, which will help you to decide if you want to post in the morning or in the evening. Those are all pretty specific things. I have not gotten to that point yet. When I remember to make a video, I just post it. So if you have time and you want to get that specific with it, absolutely be my guest. I'm not quite there yet, but that information is available to you, and it is going to increase your odds of being seen. And that comes back to the whole warming up the algorithm thing. Then you can find out, okay, so all of my people are on at 7 o'clock at night. So at 6 o'clock or 6:30, you want to get on there and like some posts. I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. Oh, I thought I had one in here, but I guess not. Anyway, so you want to do that warm up of the algorithm. You want to get in there. You want to like 10 accounts that are in your community. I'm trying to figure out why I lost that page, because I had it in here. Well, isn't that some shit? Yep. Okay. So apparently I lost that page, but I do have it here in my notes. So let me see. Sorry, ladies, I'm trying to find it. I can't believe I lost that page. Warm up the algorithm, like and comment on accounts that you follow. So accounts that are in your community. You also want, I usually try to do 10. 10's a good number. Then you want to pick 10 accounts that are big, real big. So either go to Pampered Chef or, big accounts that are in our industry. Food Network, if you have a celebrity chef you follow, like I really like Joshua Weissman and Cooking with Shireen, anybody like that, go on there, find 10 of those big accounts, comment on those and like them. And I'm trying to find my other notes for the warm-up thing. I'm so sad that I lost them. Here real quick, see if I can find them. But anyway, going on there to comment on these other accounts and comment on the ones that are in your community and comment on the big ones, because commenting on the big ones is going to put your name out there in front of all of those thousands or tens of thousands of people that are commenting on this other stuff. And they might get curious and click on your account and see what you're all about. So you want that. You want people to check you out. Okay, so we have shared our reel to our Instagram story and our Facebook story, and we know how to check our videos to make sure they're doing well. Now we want to talk about our stories in general. Our stories on Facebook or Instagram are a two-way conversation, and you should really think about that two-way conversation when you're dealing with any kind of social media, especially Facebook and Instagram, because you want that interaction. You want to build a relationship with them. So ask them a question. I posted a story tonight that was in regards to the mini pizzas that I made. So I posted a picture of the pizzas itself and, posted a link to my website where they can go look up the recipe. And then in the next picture, it was a short video of me using the mix and chop to break up the sausage. And so I put a question on there or a poll sticker. You can use those stickers. Those are great too. And I asked them, do you have a mix and chop? That's a simple question. And people that have them love them. So they want to tell you about it. So you can ask them a question like that with a sticker and ask them a yes or no question, or you can, do a poll, ask them to send you a message. Everybody on Instagram talks about DMs, direct messaging. So ask them to send you a direct message with questions that they might have. Ask them to message you with what's their favorite recipe for fall? Do they like to go pumpkin picking? All of that stuff. You want them to want to talk to you. All right, where am I at? The other big thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is you want to make sure that you're answering all of your messages that you do receive. If you receive messages on Instagram or Facebook, you want to make sure that you're trying to answer them or respond to them in a timely manner. And this all comes back to your engagement, especially when you're liking, commenting other people's stuff. You want to make sure that you are responding to your own comments and your own messages on your personal Instagram. So if people are commenting on your picture, on your video, on your reel, just say something. You need to say something back to them, just like we do in Facebook parties. So if I have somebody comment, oh, we're going to the apple orchard this weekend, and I'll say, oh, which one? Where are you going? I've not taken Diana to one yet. I'm looking for one. Just try to get that conversation going. And so this is just a little bit of, if I like to apply this to when I'm asking people to book a party, I want to ask them if they need my help. Are they interested in some recipes? Can I send them a recipe? Can I send them an ebook? Did they order the brownie pan? And, do they need some ideas on, they could make some breakfast items in them, or, they could make something different with them. And then you want to ask for permission before talking about your products. A lot of people on Instagram talk about people sending hey girl messages. Hey girl, want to join my team? Hey girl, want to be a Pampered Chef consultant? Hey girl, want to book a party? I know I am super guilty of doing that. So this is a personal preference of mine. I am trying to be better about that. And I'm also not a big fan of like cold call messages or just messaging people in that way. So this is just a bit of a pet peeve for me. You only want to include a small amount of sales posts, whether it's posts or reels, because people are on Instagram to be social, not to be sold to. So you can post reels videos about your products, but you want to show people that they're going to solve a problem. They're going to make dinner faster. They're going to cut down on their prep time. They're going to break up all this sausage and it's going to be super easy. You can do things like that without saying, join my team, book a party, blah, 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 because the more people see your videos and see that you are human, the more they are going to know, like, and trust you. You risk losing their attention if you post too much salesy content. And that goes for Facebook and Instagram. If you're always just posting like, I need a party, da, 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 people might drop off. What have I got next here? So these are a couple of the accounts that I really, really like. I've been following these couple of ladies, and this third one here, this is Virginia Kerr. She has some really fantastic YouTube videos. All of these people are free. This Pink Sparrow girl is highly focused on reels. So if you're interested in doing the videos and you need some more tips on like how to get started, she has a lot more information on specifics about a video. So you want to make sure that your phone is upright for Instagram and not this way, like you need it for Facebook. So she focuses more on that sort of thing. And if you guys want some more specific information on how to actually do a video and get it started, I'm more than happy to go through that with you as well. But doing Instagram training like this is kind of a rabbit hole, and I'm trying not to like be on here for too long and get you guys all confused. So making videos for Instagram Reels really falls into a lot of our other video categories. You want to make sure that your lighting is good. You want to make sure that your phone is upright, and you want to make sure that your face is filling up the screen. So you want to be like this. You want to be all up in their face because you want them to think that you are talking specifically to them. So you want to make sure that you look into your camera and talk to them. This product is going to make your dinner prep faster. This is going to help you make dinner. Taste buds is going to help you get out of your dinner rut. Those are all really great things to talk about and, make that connection with them. You want to make sure that your lighting is good, make sure that your camera is upright. Try to have your face and everything be close. Let's see. So this Pink Sparrow is good for that. This Business Coach is good. This Virginia, like I said, she has a lot of great YouTube videos. I watched a whole bunch of them right before I did this training with you guys. Social Chica is a good one. And this Shannon is a good one as well. I follow all 5 of them and really try to focus on what they're recommending and what they're doing, because these ladies have went from like 200 followers to hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million followers in 30 days. So what you want to remember is we want our followers to be converted into our customers. All right, content, can you, and back to stories. I got distracted. So the content that you're getting attention in your stories will help figure out your ideal client. So if you are sharing what you made for dinner tonight in your story, and, ask a question. What did you guys have for dinner? What should I make tomorrow? That kind of thing. You can check your information and your insights on your stories. You can see how many people are looking at them, how many people are participating in them. And then same thing, you can get a feel for like, okay, this post on Tuesday was really good. We had a lot of performance on that. Like a lot of people were engaging with it. And then, maybe I posted on Wednesday and not so much. So try to keep an eye on that sort of thing, because that'll help you figure out what people want from you. There's all sorts of stickers and music and things like that that you can use in the stories, which are really great to, again, stop them from flipping through your story. You want to catch their attention. There are also options to use location, and then you can use hashtags in your stories as well. And a brand new feature on Instagram is that you can also use links. So I can show you guys what that looks like on mine. Let me see if I can show you, because I just messed around with it tonight. So this was yesterday. So I made mini deep dish pizzas, and then this is the link. So I have a link for all of my recipes that I feature. If you made a Pampered Chef recipe, you can put a Pampered Chef link, like here's the link to get the recipe, that sort of thing. So this link is a brand new feature for Instagram, and it's really, really nice. So I took a picture of what I used, put some music on there. You want to make sure that you're using letters or, words like this so that people know what you're doing. And here I have a call to action. I want them to watch the whole video in my post, and I asked them if they own a mix and chop. So that was it. This was kind of a short one. All right. And last but not least, you want this to be fun. Have fun with these. I have had a blast making these. I think that they're a ton of fun, and it does not have to be all about these rules. I mean, yes, there are guidelines that you should follow, but to be honest, you are going to make videos, and there are going to be thousands of people that watch them, and you're going to make videos and you're going to think they're great and nobody will watch them. So don't be disheartened. Just know that, it is a little unpredictable, and we just have to keep trying, just be consistent. And, I looked back on the first couple of videos that I made and I was like, oh, they're bad. But you know what? That's how we get better. We just practice, practice, practice. And you know what? It helps you get started. It helps people see your stuff, and it helps people get to know you. And that's what we want. We want people to know that we are a human, and we want them to know, like, and trust us. I had a really great bit on that. See if I can find it. Watch it share. Apparently some of the stuff that I did today did not get saved, so I'm missing some of those things. Anyway, so that's what I was trying to get at with the whole Reels thing is, this is an opportunity for people to see your face, to see your house, see your kids if you want them to, see your dog. They want to know that you're a real person. This is what we come back to every time. We want to show people products that we're using. They want to know that we're a real person. And the more that we show them our face, the more that we show them that we're real people, the more they are going to know, like, and trust us, and the more they're going to want to work with us. So you want to build these relationships with your audience, and have them see your face. On a short note, I'm all done with this part here. If you guys watch the training from Anthony, it is a really great place to start. He talks about this is your bio page. You want to make sure that you have a strong bio. You know, you want to tell people what you're offering, and oh, here it is. So in your bio, you are basically talking to your ideal client. You want to talk to them like they were standing in front of you. You want your picture here to be your face and above, or like a headshot, because these pictures on Instagram are super small. So they need to see your face. They need to see that you're a person. I didn't know that, so I changed mine this morning. So I have my actual page for my name of my business up here, Cooking with Steffo. And then I have my name itself in here. I am a wife, a mom, and a chef. I want people to shop. I want people to know that I do virtual parties. I offer cooking shows and cooking lessons. And if they want to see my recipes, they're right down here. I think, let me check my phone here and I'll tell you where I started, if I still have it. So I took a picture of my account when I first started this to track my followers. And so I started with 140, and that was on August 18th. So I have 18 more people than I started with on August 18th. I know that doesn't sound like a lot. That doesn't sound all that impressive, but if 18 people walked in your house right now to ask you about Pampered Chef, you would probably shit your pants. So be kind to yourself. Every follower is important, whether it's 1 or 2 or 100,000. So profile pic, we talked about that. Answer your messages. And, you know, we already talked about this. Show your personality, show them who you are. Are you sarcastic? Do you swear? You know, I mean, it might not be for everybody, but you know what? Not everybody's going to buy your stuff and not everybody's going to like you. So there are tons of people that talk about how your grid should look. This is your grid. You know, it should look similar colors and all that stuff. I have not gotten there yet. So if you see stuff like that, don't panic. Just try to focus on making some videos. Try to focus on building those relationships. You can see here this zoo video from the other day. This was one of my favorites. And I thought this was going to be way more, what am I looking for? I thought this was going to do better than it did. And I don't know if I can see my insights from here. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't see them. Crap. This is the only thing I don't like about not being able to do this from the computer is I can't show you a lot of this stuff. So I had 16, almost 20 people like this video. And let me look at it on my phone. I'll tell you how many people watched it. This is a really trendy one that everybody's doing right now too. So I reached 159 accounts and it's been played 166 times. It has 17 likes. So that may not sound like a lot. It may not sound very impressive, but that's still better than 2 or 4. What I wanted to show you was this one. And then I'm going to wrap up. You guys can ask some questions and stuff if you want. This is one of my big things that I focus on is what's for dinner, because my husband does not care what I make for supper, does not care. So I'll say, what do you want for supper? Just give me an idea. I don't care. In hindsight, that is probably really nice. But it's frustrating for me. Sometimes I don't want to decide anymore. I just want somebody to tell me what they want to eat. So this was one that I did.
double fact. How long we fly?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Whoa, double fact. How?
So again, this is a popular sound bit that's going around right now, and a lot of people are doing it in a lot of different ways. I posted this in the morning at, I don't even know what time. It was like 6 or 7 in the morning. That seems to be when I do my posts. That's before my daughter gets up. And I have noticed that I think that I get more traffic with them when I do that. This video had 2,587 accounts reached, and it was played 2,640 times. So when your play number is more than your accounts reached, that means that people are watching it more than once. It had 34 likes, 6 people shared it. I mean, that's great. I mean, I was excited. And then my husband comes home from work and I'm like, look, I made this video, and like almost 3,000 people watched it, and he doesn't care and he doesn't think it's funny. So that's a little disheartening on my part, but I like making them. I think they're fun. I was fresh out of the shower. My hair's wet. I don't have makeup on. I don't care. And that's just part of how I do these videos. Same for this one where I opened the door. I had not taken a shower that day and my hair's up and in a mess, but that's my life. I am a mom of a toddler. I mean, I'm not on Instagram to be one of these beautiful people in a bathing suit for people to look at. I'm just here to be me and do my stuff. This is a mistake that I made. I made this video and I had my camera turned the wrong direction. I was really disappointed in myself because I really liked this. I want people to know that it's important to me, how big or small their orders are. And I want them to know that I do go the extra effort, or do go the extra mile, or whatever you want to say. So I design these cards myself. I handwrite them. I design my magnetic business card. And I send these thank you cards to every guest that orders in my party. So then I put them together. And what else is on here? Oh, my envelope seal. Again, I designed those myself, printed them myself, and then I signed the back. I mean, I was super excited about this. I thought this was going to be great. But because this video is not the right direction, a lot of people don't watch it. So that's a lesson learned for myself. And I've done this more than once. I made this rapid prep mandolin video. Here's my little like this post. This is what I was talking about earlier. I really like this. And you can type this up and copy and paste it into your, like if you have a notes section on your phone or something like that. So then you can just go over there and copy it all and paste it. And then you don't have to type it all out and find all the emojis and all that stuff. That's a pain in the butt. But I really liked this video, and it's great. It shows what this does, but it's not facing the right way. And, you know, who knows to say whether it got views or not, but that was a lesson learned for me. So just know that we all make mistakes and we're just doing the best we can. So what do you ladies think? I feel like I've been talking forever.
I loved it. I think there was a lot of information there. I have Instagram. I've never like put it on my business or like done a business page for it and stuff. So I'm kind of interested in doing that and then getting these reels going. I've actually seen the reels on Facebook. I guess they've kind of got those like through there too. But I really did. I was like, what is this TikTok on Facebook now and stuff? So I think it's going to be interesting to get that started.
I saw your question about the business app is the same as Scentshare. The business suite app is, and I'll show you, oops. So the business suite app on your phone, what it's going to do is it's just going to put your Instagram and your Facebook in one place. And so this is not going to work the way I want it to, but there's a little plus sign down here. And so you can do a story, a post, anything like that. And then by using it from your phone, you can go to both places. But let me show you. Let me get my screen back on here and I'll show you what it looks like on the computer. I really love Business Suite on the computer. And again, sometimes I feel like I'm an older person and I prefer my computer, but that's just me. So if you go into your actual Facebook page, can you guys see this? No? Okay. There. Can you see it now? This Facebook page?
It just says Sue Packer has started screen sharing, but it's like a black screen.
Am I getting anything yet? Nope. All right, let's try this. Can you see it now? No, Mel. Oof. All right, where's my stuff? Is it still not working? Nope. Oh, crap. How about now? Is it still blank? Why is this not working? Can you see anything now? Still black? All right. Well, I don't know what I did, but apparently I broke it. You know what? I think this. One more idea. How about now? Can you see this? Looks like a phone. Okay. Can you see anything yet? Nope. Okay. Well, I give up. Sorry. I don't know why it's not working. But anyway, the Business Suite on Facebook on the computer, I really like because, and that's what I was going to try to show you. So if you go into your Facebook page itself, like your personal page, and then there should be an option to click on your page, like your business page. Up at the top, it says pages. So then once you click on your Facebook page itself, on the left, if you're on a computer, it should say Business Suite. So then if you click on that, it's going to take you into a whole new world. And this is awesome. I love this so much, and I wish that I could show it to you, and I don't know why it's not working. But anyway, in here, you can create a story for both Facebook and Instagram. You can create posts for both Facebook and Instagram, and you can schedule your stories. So I don't know about you, but I'm not good at posting stories every day. So this is really helpful for me to be able to try to schedule a story every day or every other day or something. You can also schedule your stories in Scentshare. I have not quite got there yet. I have not figured out how to do that yet, but you can. So to answer your question, Business Suite and Scentshare are different because Scentshare is a third party, you know, it's its own thing. And I like Scentshare because I schedule my parties, I schedule those posts that you saw in my Instagram page that had like all fall colors, and they had questions like it's International Coffee Day and stuff like that. I schedule those through Scentshare so that I at least have one thing posting every day to keep me automatic. You can use this business suite to schedule posts for Instagram and for your Facebook. I don't think it's as efficient as Scentshare. I like Scentshare because I can see the whole week, the whole month. I can see a bigger picture. So I'm trying to think of the other difference. The other difference with Facebook Suite is that you can go through here and you can see all of your posts, and it will show you your insights. How many people did you reach? How many people engaged, reactions or likes, comments, how many people shared it. And it's got a whole running list of everything that I've posted, you know, this past week, this past month, all that stuff. So it's got a lot of really great information in here. You can also check your messages if people send you direct messages. One of my favorite things in here is the calendar feature, because if you go in, if you go into your business suite and click down on the calendar, it'll show you what this week looks like. And then you can see what you've posted or what you have coming up this week if you have stuff scheduled through here. Now, if you have stuff scheduled through Scentshare, it's not going to show up in here. So I try to do one or the other. Otherwise, I start posting 3 to 4 things and I start repeating stuff. So I like to use this mostly for scheduling my stories. And then like Diana and I made banana bread together yesterday. And so I have that scheduled to post this evening. So you really just kind of have to figure out what works best for you, or like where you struggle to be consistent. This is definitely where I struggle to be consistent, is with my stories. So I like to be able to schedule them ahead of time. And then during the day, if I find something else and I want to add it to my story, I can. So. All right. What do you ladies think? Do you have any other questions? I'm trying to keep it to an hour, but I've ran over.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, or you know, if you get into this and you start making videos and you're like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing, or, you know, any of that, you can call me, text me, you know, anything like that. I would be happy to help. You know, just know that we're not perfect, and that's what people want. They don't want us to be perfect. They want to know that we're real. We're real people. We got real kids. Our houses are real messy. That's what they want. So just try to be kind to yourself when you start making them, and just know that that's what they want. They want to see real people.
Do we need to like always have our face in the videos?
No, you can do videos that that don't have your face in them. I have a couple that are you know, like Diana and I go to the zoo once a week, and so some of my reels are us at the zoo. I don't know if you saw that one with a llama laying down. That's one that doesn't have my face in it. I do have one of our dog, and then I do have some that have my daughter in them. But yeah, you don't have to show your face, especially if you're going to be demonstrating a product. You know, you can always use a little tripod and point it down so that it's just your hands, and just your hands are using a tool. I have an avocado tool video that's like that. I just have it pointed down, and so it's just my hands like opening it up and using the back. So you absolutely don't have to have your face in them. There's tons of people that don't. All right. Well, thanks a lot for hanging out with me, ladies. I appreciate you spending some time with me on a Sunday. I know it's hard to find a time that works for everybody, but that's also why I try to record these, is because I miss a ton of trainings, because it's not always a good time for me too. So good luck. Make sure you set a goal, you know, whether you want to try to do 2 or 3 a week. But you know, we can have a little group chat so we can keep ourselves accountable if you want, or we can post in our are you in the, Christy, are you in the Pampered Posse, or are you in the goal? I'm trying to think of what group chat you're probably in. You're probably in Amber's, right?
I'm in her Fearless Gold Diggers one.
Okay. I was trying to think of some place that we could like mutually keep each other accountable, but I don't know. You guys can start practicing and let me know what you think, and let me know how you're doing. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.